Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. The SEC stumbles in a Ripple case lost in a maze of its own making. So when the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filed its multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against the blockchain tech company Ripple and two executives in December, the timing was doubly peculiar. The complaint alleged that Ripple sells of the cryptocurrency XRP from 2013 to the present were illegal, unregistered security offerings rather than the distribution of a digital token to build a payments network. The SEC waiting 7 years to make this allegation with billions of XRP tokens now coursing through the secondary crypto markets was strange enough, but the case was also filed in the final hours of outgoing SEC Chairman Jay Clayton and then dumped on an evenly split commission heading towards a new administration. By watching the volley of filings heat up the case docket, it has become clear that the SEC's decision to sue Ripple was misguided. And in recent days, a series of developments are starting to make it look like a disastrous mistake that the presumed incoming chairman, Gary Gensler, will have to sort out. The SEC probably didn't expect the storm that Clayton's final act has kicked up, and it has exposed the inherent weakness in the decision to sue. It began on January 1 when a group of XRP holders led by Rhode Island attorney John E. Deaton struck back at the agency. Deaton, a personal injury lawyer with class action experience, filed a petition in the U.S. District Court in his home state to force the SEC to exclude his XRP holdings from being defined as a security. He says he didn't buy XRP as an investment contract and never considered it a security, and the SEC's action against Ripple unfairly harmed him when it sent its value plunging and forced crypto exchanges to start delisting the token. After filing his action, Deaton says he was inundated with requests from thousands of fellow XRP retail holders wanting him to join his case. So last Friday, the SEC's response to Deaton landed in Rhode Island. For those watching the Ripple case in New York, it carried an astonishing argument. The SEC asked to dismiss Deaton's petition because no determination has yet been made on whether XRP is a security. Put two and two together, and the SEC is saying that Ripple and its two top executives had to have a reasonable knowledge of something 7 years ago that the agency itself wasn't sure about last Friday. One wonders which part of the 1933 Securities Act the SEC will eventually use to argue that Ripple is obliged to have psychic powers to operate lawfully in the United States. So co-defendants Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, top Ripple executives, had sent letters to the New York judge on March 3rd, anticipating their own motions to dismiss the lawsuit with arguments around fair notice and due process. 2 days later, the SEC's response to Deaton only made their arguments even more obvious. So are the SEC staff attorneys failing to show for Zoom meetings to coordinate with each other? It's no wonder that Ripple filed Freedom of Information Act FOIA request for internal SEC documents and communications that could show while 7 years worth of high-profile developments were going on related to XRP, the agency's actions were as unclear and confusing, kind of like the contradictory filings they just made 2 days apart in New York and Rhode Island. And on March 8th, the SEC seemed to panic. It fired off a letter to the New York judge demanding she strike the fair notice defense from the Ripple case altogether, calling it improper and spurious, and seeking an immediate hearing to decide on it. If the judge disagrees, one can only wonder what is lurking in the internal SEC communications that Ripple might find from that FOIA request and other discovery measures. What internal work went into the 2018 announcement by then Director of Corporation Finance William Henneman that Ether, ETH, is not a security. Given its similarities to XRP, which crypto exchanges asked for clear guidance from the SEC on XRP's legal status before listing the token, and what were the agency's internal discussions and responses? How many opportunities was the SEC given since 2013 to give Ripple and XRP holders fair notice about XRP's status that went into every decision to let those opportunities pass? I called this case the cryptocurrency trial of the century in December, and I'm being vindicated with each development. Not only is the future of the U.S. crypto industry at stake, but the arrogance of unrestrained regulators making policy through enforcement is on trial as well. The SEC has made it clear it doesn't care how many investors it harms or how many companies it drives overseas, as it seeks to stretch its authority beyond common sense. The makings of what appears to be a class action lawsuit against the SEC on this issue confirms the backlash against its overreach. So again, that's going to be heating up, and we'll see where that goes. Also, too, on top of this, Ripple is dumping all of its Moneygram shares, and Ripple's cashing out all of its Moneygram stock after the partnership between the two companies went awry. And again, guys, remember, this is not financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. But before I go, I want to leave you with a final thought. The starting point of all achievement is desire. So hit that subscribe. And before we go, I want to say thank you to our VIP Patreon, Surf and Gary Davidson. And much love to each and every one of you. And we'll catch you in the next one.